All right, so let's get into it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jaxx, and this is the third episode of It's Business Time. I am a professional makeup artist in Northern New Jersey. I specialize in television production, commercials, branded digital content, luxury bridal, and I partnered with Market America and Motives Cosmetics back in 2012. Started training for them on a national level in 2017, and that is me in a nutshell. And I'd like for Ivy to just kind of introduce herself for those who don't know her.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ivey Ray, based in New York City, and I am Jax's work wife slash friend sometimes. And I do bridal and TV and film, commercial and branded content, and now virtual makeup through Zoom.
Yes, I should also add that I do that as well. Little plugs over here. All right. So we are in for a treat tonight. We have two wonderful folks joining us. We have Nick and Brittany. Nick and Brittany.
So just looking the anime mode.
Yeah. Freeze frame. So I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves a little bit to the folks that are watching.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely, for sure. Sorry, we're getting some signals.
I gotta go plug up my phone.
Plug that in.
Bye.
First.
Hey, you're not the first person to do that. Every time I sit down for a live,
I love it. Jax is like, okay, introduce yourselves. Brittany's like, okay, bye.
Okay, gotta go.
It's okay.
Sorry,
do you want to go first?
You go first.
My name is Nick Friday. Sorry, what was the question?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who the hell are you guys? Like, what is happening?
Who? What? My name is Nick Friday. We live in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, I have been in sales all my life. I used to be a full-time personal trainer. A little bit about my background: wellness, weight loss, nutrition training. You know, I have been an entrepreneur for almost 12 years now. Never really thought that I would be going down this route because that's not my family's background. Mm-hmm. I just always knew there were smarter, more efficient ways to make money. And I'm like, I'm going to figure out how people are doing it. So that's me. Like, I love fitness. I love working out. I love martial arts. I love combat. I love training. I love teaching people that as well. I love to take like a threefold approach. You know, it's so important for us to know how to defend ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. So sometimes I seem a little over the top. That's Coach Nick for you. I don't apologize at all because, you know, for us, like, we take people's dreams super serious, but that's just a little bit about me.
And I'm just Brittany. I usually just go by that. And my background is very, very varied. I went to school for Arabic and Middle Eastern affairs. I wanted to be a journalist over in the Middle East, and I got to spend some time in college doing that. Came back and realized that is probably not the path that I was going to take. So I took, you know, the brunt that the most college kids after school take which is I don't really know what I'm doing with my life, so I'm just going to do something. I worked for Apple for 7 years. And then now I'm in corporate sales, and like with Nick, we work at the same place.
Everything's together.
I also am a piano teacher, so I love little kids. I love working with kids and teaching them, and that's basically it.
Cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for being on tonight. Cool. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. But I think the first thing I want to know is, how did you guys find your partnerships with Market America? Like, how were you introduced to the company? Give us the rundown there.
Yeah. Should I start?
You have to start, and then yeah, it always has to be him first.
Why?
I know.
Because I'm an OG?
Because.
So I had graduated from Susquehanna University back in 2007. Moved back to Allentown area, could not find a job. This is the abridged version, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my older brother, who's a Marine, he's in the Air Force now, was like, you know how to work out and exercise, so just go to the gym and be a personal trainer, lift things up, put them down, and you know, you'll figure out life along the way. And it was the gentleman's training firm that I ended up being the general manager of, that he already had the supplementation, the weight management system in place for the clients. So when I saw that things were being used at a professional level, I was like, there's a little bit more than what I'm just seeing surface level. I've been very used just, you know, buying whatever products or using whatever information was out there on the internet, you know, without doing the proper research, you know, being, you know, a young athlete, just whatever your buddies and friends are using. But when I started to do the research and understand the science behind it, the ingredients behind it, the delivery system behind everything, especially the education, it started to click and make sense for me. Now, I decided to register and partner and start my business when I was 23. So I'm 35. I know I look like I'm 24.
You sure do.
But I was just happy to be providing the proper nutrients and information and supplements my clients needed. I was not thinking to myself, man, I'm going to be this amazing entrepreneur, et cetera, et cetera. I was just like, this is what I know they need. It wasn't until I went to a major conference that we had that I really saw there's an entire system behind everything we're doing. I went down to North Carolina. Ironically, I had just also gotten back from teaching English in Hong Kong. So, you know, people are always like, I never know if it's the right time to do something. You'll never know. It's never the right time.
It's never the right time.
Went to Hong Kong, taught English, came back, went to North Carolina, and really started to see the bigger picture of this. And then I'll wrap up with, ironically, when I got back from the conference and realized I could expand business, you know, almost like a shark on Shark Tank, right? It started to grow the beauty side of my business for me. So right now, like 85% of my business is actually makeup, skincare, and the beauty industry. So, you know, that was it for me, but it was really only, and I'll turn it over to Brittany, it was really only the past year and a half, 2 years or so that I'm like, I know I want to be an entrepreneur. I know I want to help other people. You know, for a lot of us, business can be like a workout plan. You know, you pay your $10 and you go to your Planet Fitness here or there. But it's when you start actually putting the consistent effort in that you see, you know, the results of anything. So
absolutely. So just to clarify, you first were introduced to products then at the gym that you were the GM for.
That was my exact question.
Okay. So that gym, you were the general manager of that gym. And
the personal training firm associated, yes.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So that place had the products, and you were like, "Whoops, I dropped something. Whoops." And you were like, "Okay, these products are legit. I understand that there's some sort of system there." And then from there, you kind of dug in and just kind of went with it.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was correct. Okay, Brittany, I want to hear yours.
This is where it gets fun.
This is where it gets really interesting.
I love your stories, you guys. I love your whole story.
I'm gonna put it this way. My favorite thing about Nick is the fact that he did not share how he made money with me.
He didn't like throw it down your face.
Wait, I have another follow-up question. Are you guys married or what's the deal?
We're like, there's a ring.
We're engaged.
Here.
I was kind of confused. I was like, do you live together? What's happening?
And also, can we tell that story in like a minute? Can you hold off on that part of the story, Brittany and Nick? If you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because I was there.
Yes.
That's actually part. It's part of the whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually know each other, or I don't know?
Go ahead.
So, I found Nick through the referral approach, and the way that the referral approach worked was that he was very interested in talking to my little sister about her makeup skills, because my sister went to school for cosmetology. She worked over at Starbucks, and so he saw that her makeup was like flawless, And he was like, oh my gosh, you would really do well with the makeup side of our business. But you're under 21, so is there someone you trust? Right?
I told her, get mom or dad.
Get mom or dad.
You need when we sit down.
Really, really upstanding person. So he actually showed his business to my father.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they sat together in like a 2-on-1 setting. And then at the end of the conversation, from what my dad tells me, this is what my dad tells me. At the end of the conversation, Nick was talking about his background, and he mentioned that he's a rapper. And so, yes. And so Nick was like, I don't really, he would like to learn more about music. And I happen to be a piano teacher. So my dad was like, oh, you should meet my daughter because she knows music. She knows it really well.
What?
Okay. So
wait, so you guys kind of know each other from being introduced to this business, is that correct?
Yeah, that's
how
only
we
way.
know each other. That's how we know each other. But here's a crazy side story, okay? The backstory behind this is that years ago, I actually met Nick's mom without actually knowing that it was Nick's mom.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So his mom and my mom were prayer partners at the same church back in 2010. And so I was on my way to going to Jordan when I met his mom, and I was playing piano for the church because that's what I do. I play piano. And she like walks up to me, his mom walks up to me and she's like, are you in a relationship? I'm like, with Jesus, right? Like, you know? Yeah, that was me. I was like, yeah, no.
You're supposed to be telling her you met with business.
I'm going to tell you the full story. She said to tell the full story. So here's how it works. So yeah, anyway, she was like, yeah, stay that way. And I basically stayed that way, not being in a relationship until I met Nick.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, the reason why that's actually really important to know is that both his parents, and both my parents and his parents, were totally on board with us being together before we even met. It was so funny. So anyway, so yeah, when we met for the first time, it was because my dad came to me as I was putting on my makeup and whatever, and he was like, Brittany, there's a guy you need to meet. His name is Nick. He wants some piano lessons. I'm totally like, well, okay, like every other normal person, tell him to call me and I'll set up time at my studio, or at the studio that I was working at. And my dad was like, well, actually, I set up a like in-person meeting for you to meet with him. You know, here's the date, here's the time, you choose the location. I was like, that's weird. Okay, why would I have to meet with him if there's no piano there? You know? that's that. And then from there, what happened is that my dad was like, yeah, I was like, so are you coming to this meeting or whatever? And my dad was like, oh no, I have to be in Philly. I have like a meeting that I have to be at.
Oh, so he was blind dating you. Okay, got it.
And that's how it's totally a setup.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
I love
so,
knowing that it
yeah,
worked out, or else this would be a sad story.
Oh yeah, no, it was very interesting because that day that I was supposed to see him, my dad was sitting in the driveway, not in Philly. I was like, I thought you had a meeting. He was like, oh, I'm on a phone call. I'm sorry, I just can't talk right now. I'm like, oh, you are so weird. Anyway, I love my dad. So I went, and I didn't want it to be a date. I really wanted it to just be like a business meeting. But it was Panera, and you know, you have to pay for your food ahead of time. Nick paid for the food first, and so therefore it was a date. And he didn't eat anything, so it really was a date. I was like, that's so frustrating. And the first questions that he asked me was, tell me more about yourself, and also it was, what are your goals and dreams? I was like, that's really, really strange for a business meeting, because I really thought it was supposed to be about teaching piano. To this day, I have not taught him piano at all.
No.
I know, that's a lie. I showed you where the C is.
For like 5 minutes.
For like 5 minutes. I showed him where the C is. But, you know, he's still like, you're good for that, and that's that.
So Nick was telling you about the makeup portion of things. Like, do you guys still specialize in the exact same things that you kind of went into? Or
it froze up a little bit.
Freeze.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll figure it out. Let me take a look. Oh, are they back?
Okay, there we go.
Wait,
We're
Okay.
back.
We got it.
You're back. There we go.
Perfect.
Sorry, what was that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wondered, like, you went going into kind of hearing about like was it the makeup side that Nick was describing to you, or like what were your majors?
No, he didn't describe a single thing.
So
so hold on,
Okay.
let me explain that. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. He wanted to just be in a relationship with me from the get-go.
Aw.
Yeah.
I see how this is going.
That's how it went. So the minute that like he was really interested in showing the business to my sister, right? But the minute that he met me, I don't really know what happened. He stopped with the business role thing.
I had to make a decision. I really did.
He had to make a decision. My sister was very upset with him and decided to not do any business with him at all. So he lost a potential customer / person that he could work with. But he sacrificed that to have a relationship with me, and that was that. The thing was is that I really didn't know how he made money. So, so I felt like it was like, you know, being his girlfriend and all, like I had a right to know how somebody makes money. Just a thought. Right. So I had to do research on my own. I basically, like, I remember it was my birthday. When my birthday came around, it's in October. We met in August. And he was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make your birthday because I have to speak. And I was like, okay, cancel all my plans. I'm going to watch you speak because I need to figure this out. You know, everyone was like, how does he make money? And I'm like, so he's on phone calls all the time. I don't really know, you know? And so, to help squash all my fears of whatever he could be making money or how he could be making money, I went to watch him speak. I met his friends, Don and Lisa Martin, you know, shout out, you know, Ray Edmond, shout out, Maleva, shout out, like all these people. I thought they were great. Here's what I noticed. Everyone was using the same stuff. That's what I noticed as I was hanging around. And nobody told me how they made money, by the way. I went to all these meetings, but nobody actually told me. And so, I basically had to do the research on my own. Mm-hmm. I went to marketamerica.com and I looked at the business plan through the video. It was completely confusing the first time around. The second time around, like I basically watched it for 9 months straight. Mm-hmm. To try to figure it out. But then it all clicked one day for me and I was like, wait, so you're telling me, I was just like this, I was like, so you're telling me that if you just change every way that you buy things and buy it through shop.com, then you teach everyone else to do the same thing, then you each get paid on each other's efforts? And that was like, yeah, that's basically it. And I was like, oh, well, how dare you? I was like, oh, that's simple. So yeah, it took me about 9 months of doing that. And then I demanded. He didn't want me to be in his business at all. He just wanted me to be his girlfriend.
That's why he didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nick, was that strategic that you didn't tell her anything?
Right, yeah. He would just constantly be like, anytime I bought something, he would just be like, why did you buy that? And I would be like, I don't know. I have no idea. I just wanted it, right? So he basically just, from that point forward, once I understood how the concept works, I bought everything from like, just like when it came to makeup, buy it from Motives. And then I recognized, by the way, it looks better on my face. I was like, oh, snap. The makeup looks so much better. It looks like it was meant for people like me, you know? And then with the isotonics, like he would just pour me stuff all the time and be like, here, drink this. No
drink
explanation.
This. It's okay.
Yeah, zero explanation.
It's fine.
But I found out, like working in a retail store, people would cough on their devices all day long and hand them to me, right? So I was always getting sick all the time. And just by, you know, him giving these to me, I was like, oh, I'm not getting sick as much. That's awesome. You know?
So you kind of already liked the products anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that he was like talking about it. That's funny.
No,
Before you, I'm just going to interject for a second because I hear an echo of when I talk. Do any of you have the Facebook tab open and like actually on?
The volumes
I don't have it on.
all the way down.
I have Messenger on, but not Facebook.
Okay. Oh, it's gone now. Oh,
It's
I
gone?
They said that this panel is hot.
Hi, Laverne. The people that are watching us live, are you hearing me with feedback? I just want to make sure that it's not too bad before we move on.
Yeah, Jax, I don't hear you with feedback right now.
You don't? Okay, so maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
I was hearing something before, but I think it's okay now.
Yeah, I don't think I hear it anymore. Okay, I don't know what happened, but whatever. Okay, so now we have an idea of like how you guys met, how you were both introduced to the business. So, Ivy, what should we talk about next?
Well, I want you guys to explain, now that you've like sort of kind of hinted at what your major is, like, can you explain what the shopping annuity is? If that is your majors?
Did I explain
absolutely.
it? I kind of did.
Absolutely. So explain what the shopping annuity is.
Yeah, like talk to us about shopping annuity, because that's actually a term we haven't discussed yet.
Right.
In that term, like, so to define that term would be, I think, ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. So even though we have our specialties, me with wellness, weight loss, with Brittany, makeup and skincare, overarching, it just made sense for us that we align with the shopping annuity, which is essentially showing people how to create cash flow, residual, ongoing income from things that you already have to buy for your household anyway. So you're legitimately spending money on all of this stuff. And, it's funny, whenever we have business, presentations and we're talking to people, it sounds silly because we're like hand sanitizer and soap and makeup and pet care and auto care. It's legitimately everything, but it just makes sense. And for me professionally, I'm sure with all of you also, it's like, you want to align with a broker because a broker is always going to have the best of the best products.
Mm-hmm.
A broker is always going to have the best of the best, and a broker is always going to be watching for what's trending out there in the market. And if it's not the best of the best, then we'll just drop it and we'll go find something that's better. If there's ever a problem with the ingredients, then that's okay. We'll change it. We'll find a different manufacturer. If something's, really hot, like, we have a full spectrum CBD and hemp oil soft gel now.
Mm-hmm.
After people jumped the gun way too quickly, other companies years ago, we have humbly, one of the best of the best. And, it's a product we didn't have when I started 12 years ago.
Mm-mm.
We didn't even have it 5 years ago, but we're always evolving. We're always changing. That to me just made sense because the world is always changing. The economy is always changing. And, we get a chance to really connect with people from so many different backgrounds, that way. It's not just like I only talk to trainers and she only talks to makeup artists. Like, we can talk to everyone. So did you have anything?
And shop.com is like the little hub where you can get everything no matter what your major. So like, say you're in nutritionals and you're in makeup, you can buy everything at shop.
Got it.
Nice.
So that was a great explanation of what the shopping annuity is.
Yeah, and just to kind of further touch on that, because I'm sure there are people that are still like, well, okay, what are you talking about here? So Market America is our umbrella company, right? And Market America has a bunch of different divisions in it. We have, I think, 10 or 12 multi-billion-dollar industry divisions that we are associated with, that we have to offer ourselves as distributors, and also our customers, our clients, friends, family, whoever. Not only that, but we acquired shop.com some years ago. And shop.com, I like to say, if you know what Ebates is like a cashback site. And then I'm sure everybody's familiar with Amazon. I like to say that if Amazon and Ebates had a baby, and that baby grew up and started taking steroids, that would be shop.com. So, okay, so that is, right? Don't you think so? Because so shop.com is also part of our company, and it is like a hub, like Ivy said, like an internet hub of about 4,000 different partner stores, ranging from Sephora to Macy's to Home Depot, Express. You know, we have a groceries department, like all of these different things, like at Walmart, like whatever you could possibly ever need to buy. Like I haven't purchased from Amazon in over 10 years.
Right. So like in addition to our products that you can get on shop,
in addition
you could
to
also
our
shop
absolutely
through this hub and get cash back.
Get cash back, and then also the way we get paid as distributors and partners with the company, everything has a point system, a point value attached to it, whether it's from a partner store, which is not our brand, like a Macy's or Home Depot or whatever, or if it is our own branded products like Motives, Lumiere de Vie, Isotonics, whatever, TLS, whatever. And so we accrue and accumulate those points that are associated with each product that's sold or purchased, and then we get paid on that volume. So it's, I mean, shop.com is so awesome because you can literally get toilet paper and then get paid from buying the toilet paper that you need. And that's literally what happens. like let's buy some TP.
Can I put things in a different way for the analytically minded?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm more of an analytical person, and I highly recommend, by the way, if you've never heard of Market America, then just sit down with one of us, and then we will break it out visually for you. I'm a natural teacher, so I'm like, let's visually show you. But the point of the matter is that for me, I care about money. Having money is important because if you want to breathe, you kind of need money.
Right.
Kind of.
But if you don't want to breathe,
then you don't need it.
Then you don't.
Now, here's the problem, though. The problem that we're solving is this one single thing. At the end of your paycheck, like when you receive your paycheck, the first thing that you're going to do is pay for the things you need. And a lot of times you're not going to see that money back. You have to go work again in order to see that money come back to you. And so what shop.com is solving is for you to basically see a return on your investment in yourself. You need to go and purchase toilet paper, paper towels, that TV, whatever you need to purchase. We're just going to have the ad dollars that are inside of whatever you purchase come right back to you. And so when I had to look at it, when I was looking at it over those 9 months, because I'm like one of those quiet souls that needs to sit and ponder on things for a long time. When I recognized that, I was like, oh, this is just a return on investment. This is all, that's all that is. You're not asking me to go and spend any more money than I was going to spend. It's just put it back into myself. And that's it. I was like, well, how dare you? Like, really? Like, really?
Wanted to focus on the relationship first.
But yes, and so, I mean, and we can even talk about like what this has done for us. I don't know if that's the next question that you had up.
That is a question.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we have about 20-ish minutes left before we have to start wrapping up. So what I do want to talk about is something that you mentioned earlier, and I think Ivy was about to ask you because you kind of almost segued into it perfectly, Nick. Ivy, do you know what question I was thinking of?
Well, I mean, it could be a mixture of how has this partnership changed your life, and then also what is the concept of teamwork to you both?
Yeah, I was gonna say the teamwork one because Nick kind of started talking about how you can partner with, you know, different walks of life. And so if you guys can speak to that, that would be ideal, I think.
Yeah, for sure. You mean, I'm sorry, do you mean partnerships in terms of like our relationship or the different people that we partner with, or
the different
both?
types of people that we're able to partner with, and how that, you know, how that works within teamwork, like within the idea of teamwork within your organization. Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. I think especially right now, just in, for lack of a better word, this day and age, in 2020, all of the nonsense that we all see out there, on social media and just in the news. I love the fact that, our business favors hard work and focus, not necessarily even talent, and that we have people from all walks of life. Like for us especially, we have such a diverse team, people from every age range, which is great, every nationality, race, men, women. I have more women in my business who are phenomenal than I love you guys. I still love the guys. But the fact that we can just lock arms, and people from different industries, as well. I always tell people there's 3 main things I look for personally. That's passion. Like, you've got to have a burning passion for something. You can't coach passion. You have to be a coachable person. I always joke, but I tell people, if you got life figured out and you think that you have this whole system figured out and you can't be coachable, it may or may not work. Approach this like you would anything else, with an open mind as far as training goes. And the last thing is fun. Like, you're chasing your dreams, like you're chasing your goals. Can you imagine trying to chase your dreams and goals with people that are not fun? And so all the other stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what someone's background is. It doesn't matter where they came from. All that matters is that you're passionate, you're coachable, you're fun. You could be in many different industries. You didn't necessarily have to graduate or go to college to be successful. And I'll speak on that because I used to be a college recruiter. So for 4 years, just about, it was, going into all the high schools in the New Jersey area and, how are you going to figure out life and what are you going to do? And for some students, they're like, I don't want to go to college. And I'm like, well, you know what? Kudos. What's your action plan though? Like, what do you plan on doing with yourself? I love the fact that you don't have to have this specific educational level, either. You got to have that burning passion. So, we're open arms with everyone. I love that. That's something that really stands out to me. But do you have anything out there?
Yeah, I think the most beautiful thing, honestly, is you really have to see this broken down visually to fully understand it. But I'm 100% tied to every single person, not only on my team, but just like across this entire company. Like, just the fact that Jaxx, you really want to talk to us, that's really nice. We really like
and
that.
Ivy.
Yeah, I know. It's a win. Like, the environment is a win-win-win scenario across the board with everyone. I've never really seen that happen before. And honestly, this is like my own, I really like politics. I'm going to say that. I like watching it. I think it's very entertaining. But that being said, I'm like, if we employed this type of system, even on a government level or across any other type of organizational level, I think there wouldn't really be as much drama as you see.
Well,
so, and
do
so
you guys think that it's kind of like, it's sort of like, you really have to put a lot of work into this? Like, do you find that you see like yourself and the people that like come on, because you like, there are pretty good people that are in this company, and it might be because they're like you, almost like the same drive and the same mindset and passion. Do you guys find that?
I would say, if I can answer that.
Uh-oh.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Let it go.
She's like, I would say if I could just answer that,
goodbye.
Peace. They'll be back.
No.
I'm sure they'll be back. But just
maybe my question stunned them.
While they are figuring out what's happening, because I'm not sure if they even know that they're frozen. Hopefully they do.
At least we're still here.
We're still here. So if you guys have any questions so far,
bye. Let's take some questions.
Yeah, do we have any questions right now? We have quite a few comments. For some reason, I can't see them all.
I'm here.
Hi. There.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. That was such a funny time to be frozen, because you're like, okay, I'm gonna answer this question, and then it just froze.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'll go back into it. 95% of the effort that you're going to put into this business is actually on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put it into your personal development. For me, I'll let you know, when I first joined this business, or when I first met Nick, I honestly was not business minded. I was really depressed, actually. My whole lifestyle was literally wake up, go to work, come back home. I'm an introvert. So, you know, and I'll say I'm a weeb. So I really like anime. So I would sit and watch anime and then go to bed and then wake up and do the same thing over again, right? Seriously, I'm still getting through One Piece. It's a very long thing for my anime friends. That being said, so when I met Nick, the fact that he asked me, what are your goals and dreams, really threw me off for a second and really inspired me. And I was like, I want to know your friends. I want to know who you are. We actually wanted to be friends first, and then it led into a relationship. And so like the people who stick with this company, like we attract a lot of people, but the people who stay with the company are the people that are constantly wanting to improve themselves.
And I think to answer that and elaborate a little bit more, as far as, because you also asked, like what's the like the time that's put in, was that
the
part
effort.
of the question, or the effort?
Yeah, because, well, actually, I don't know if we lost Jaxx though, but
can you see
are
me?
you still here? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh good. Okay. No, my question was, do you, like, because this is sort of how I feel, you, like Brittany said, like you really do have to put a lot of time and effort into the business and figuring it out, because some, like you said in the beginning, like people are like, what is this? You know, it's like, it really takes a lot of time and thought to figure out, like to truly understand. And so that's what I wondered, that if you thought like really great people stick it out, because those are the people that stay.
For sure.
And like, those are the people that you end up building relationships with.
It's so there's a couple things with that. One, there is a learning curve, like there is a learning curve with everything.
Right.
There's a learning curve, like when we're trying to figure out how to drive a car for the first time. So there definitely is you know, in regards to anything business or entrepreneurial related. The best part, of course, we all say, and we know from what we do, is that we learn and earn, right? So we learn as we earn, and we learn on the go. The flexibility aspect, because I'm sure, you know, when you guys started, when we started, everyone's busy. Like everyone's got stuff going on. I was a personal trainer working like 60, 65 hours a week. When I was a college recruiter, I was on the road about 70 hours a week. It was nonstop. But the best part is definitely the flexibility aspect, because, you know, as we're saying, like it's an internet franchise. We don't invest in a brick and mortar. Right? So we don't have to, you know, quit everything that we're already doing. We want to show and teach people, you interweave this into your life, into everything else that you already have going on. For the people that, you know, without getting super coachy, or she's going to call me Coach Nick, but, you know, for the people that have a solid why, you know, a solid goal, a solid foundation, the time is nothing. Whether it's 3 solid hours a week somebody has to invest in themselves, or whether it's 10. I like to approach it like a workout, right? And so if you have 3 to 4 days a week, and it's an hour and a half each day, it's focused time. It is the most result producing activity you can be doing to the betterment of yourself, you know, your team, you know, and your business success. So the people that can see the bigger vision, right, of that for themselves, for the people that, you know, their lives they're going to touch, it's not a huge time investment. It's really not.
No,
you know,
I just built it in throughout the day.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a testament that you've been with it for 12 years and you're not ever gonna, right? Because
you know what's crazy? So to that point, because everyone's like, well, it's 12 years. Why aren't you Elon Musk yet? And I'm like, what?
How long has
Why aren't you,
Musk
Nick?
been thinking about what he's been thinking about? Like,
So like,
right?
as I said, and as I tell everyone, like this is a workout plan. Like I was in my 20s. Again, I know I look 26, and I was in my 20s, and you know, for my job at that time, I was making fantastic money. I was happy, you know, and for a lot of us, I love what Tim Ferriss says, who wrote The 4-Hour Work Week, one of my favorite books. He said, pure hell forces motivation. Pure hell forces motivation. Anything less than that, and we will, like with enough, you know, a clever thought, keep convincing ourselves that life is going to get better and that it's okay. So for years, it's like I had a membership at a gym, but I wasn't training like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right? I wasn't in that wrench time. It was really only the past year and a half or so that I'm like, I'm ready to turn into The Rock now. You know, I'm ready.
Jaxx and I always say, like, we shouldn't love mac and cheese, but yet we taste it anyway. We know that it won't give us abs.
I know. No, I think that's
cool on my drink.
Yeah. You know, fun fact, you're actually supposed to open up bottles before
Is that
you
how that works?
Oh. Not a lot of people know this, but so all right, so I want to make sure that we get some more in.
We have 4 more minutes.
Yes. So okay, so we already know your professional backgrounds. We know how you were introduced to the company. We already know what you specialize in. We know your concept of teamwork and how that fits in with Market America. I would love to know, well, I mean, Ivy, do you want to ask your second question? Uh-oh, is Ivy now frozen? Everybody's being frozen at least one time or another today. So I'll ask, oh wait, Ivy's back. She's back.
Hi.
Oh, did you hear me? I asked if you'd like to share your why to the world.
That's the one I want to know.
You got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes. We got to wrap this up.
All right. You go first.
You go first.
No, you go first.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I could blurt out my why right now. Paris. I want to go to Paris.
All right. So I have like
I
have a secret why and I have a main why. So my secret why is that it'll buy me enough time to finish all my anime shows.
Okay.
The main why that I have, I'm sorry, it really does take a long time to get through them. The main why that I have, though, is that I really do want to build a legacy for our future family. In particular, though, I really want to, I'm using this business as a tool to help other women around me, women and people who are from my background from before, you know, just people who are sad and depressed and just don't really think that they can move forward with life. So honestly, it's not a money thing for me. It's more just like, this is very encouraging and I have to work on my own personal development. The fact that I'm here mentally versus where I was at, I don't know how much money I would pay for that. You know, that's my $1 million. And the fact that I keep learning more and more and more is like, I spent $1 million and I was very happy to do so.
Right. Nick?
My turn? Yeah. So my goals, my whys, they've definitely shifted over the years, you know, from, oh my gosh, I have to have this car and I want to be fast and furious to, you know, really understanding what entrepreneurism and being in business is about. So without sounding cheesy and hokey, I am incredibly passionate about helping other people uncover their passion. For me, that's like knowing essentially why you're here on earth, like what your purpose is. And again, when I was that college recruiter, you know, high school ambassador, whatever we called it, the one question, there was a video I shared, and the one question I always asked everyone was, what would you do if money was no object? If you were not working for work's sake, what would you actually want to do? And it's funny, but most of the teachers and guidance counselors were like, that video was for me. Like, thank you for speaking to my life. And I'm like, it was for the students, but I'm glad that, you know, it speaks to you too. So what we do as a vehicle, it can help people attain whatever their passion and goal is. If I can pay that forward, like JR says, that's another starfish being tossed back in the ocean, you know, saved from being burnt out. And then, you know, personally for us, it was very much like, this is what I promised. Like, you know, her dad, her mom, that we were going to get married, that, you know, we have all these personal goals and like, this needs to get finished and get done. It needs to get done for that to happen. So, you know, it's personal as well, because, you know, we're covering and taking care of everything, but it's also more so on a macro scale, you know, being able to pay that forward to other individuals as well. And there's a bunch of other little stuff in there too. We both love music. We both love charitable work, stuff like that. So that's it in a nutshell.
I love that so much. And just for the peeps that are watching us We definitely, as a Market America family a few years back, got to see, well, some of us got to witness a very special event. If you guys just want to very quickly, I know we're running out of time, just tell us the story of that. In like, if you can do it in like a 2-minute time frame.
So Nick was
Ready,
gonna
go.
for like over a couple weeks, and then from there he told me to come out to the gala, but we weren't going to actually go to the gala ball at our conference. And then from there, it was like everyone was being really confusing to me and telling me to do all sorts of things, and I was like, wait, why? And then from there was like 500 people around me. You can check the rest out on YouTube. But he broke out in a whole new world, and then went down on one knee. And I'm like I said, the introvert that just wants to watch an anime show. So I don't think I said yes or no.
I checked the video footage. She said yes. My side of the story is, so I knew what was going to, of course, happen weeks beforehand. I asked her father for his blessing, so we had a nice 4-hour meeting on that. And my good buddy and guy I played football with in high school, Matt Givler, he was the jeweler that helped me piece things together. That was awesome. And then when we were down at conference, I started texting Dawn, Lisa, Malafa, everybody. I'm like, it's about to go down. And we did. It was like a flash mob. We sang Aladdin, A Whole New World. She thought that we were just excited because she had bought 10 tickets to our conference. She said her goal was going to be amazing. And then, so she's singing along. And again, we'll post the video link somewhere because it is on YouTube. She was in a little bit of shock then, but I checked the footage and she said yes, so we're good. It took me
like, no, here's how much shock I was in. After the conference, he's like, I got another surprise for you. And I like broke down. I was like, no, okay. I don't want any more surprises. No more surprises. So no.
It was so fun. So all of a sudden I hear A Whole New World just being sung by a million people. And I turn around. I wasn't going to the gala that year. I just was there at the hotel just for fun. And I turn around and there's a flash mob singing A Whole New World. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And that's when I first, we weren't introduced at that time, but that's when I first like was aware of you guys, right? I had seen Nick in certain photos, like with his Superman shirt or something like that, right? From back in the day, I think. But other than that, I didn't really know you guys. So that was my first real impression of you guys, what was going down. It was A Whole New World and a proposal in the middle of conference. I thought it was so cute and I loved you guys. And then Brittany, you and I, did we officially meet in like Connecticut?
Yes.
That was the official meet?
Yeah, that was the official meet.
Yeah, okay. So we officially met at, what was that, like the first MBBA?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that was a couple years ago. And yeah, so I knew exactly who you were, obviously. I was like, oh, that's the famous Brittany that got proposed to at Gala.
Wow.
Friday.
Like, cool. Jaxx, we can be friends because not many people can do my makeup and make me happy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did that. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We went a few minutes over. We like to try to keep it to about 45 minutes, just for fun.
Yeah, we could have talked to you guys for like another 45 minutes.
I'm sure.
We have so many stories. We had to hold back a little bit. But.
I know. Well, for those of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you have any questions about the business at all, if you know somebody who is partnered with the company, please ask them about the business. And if you don't, you're free to reach out to one of us, right? And we will absolutely help you and answer all of your questions and give you the rundown of how we do things with our company. So thank you, Nick, and thank you, Brittany, and thank you so much, Ivy, as always.
Thanks, Jack.
Nice meeting you all. And
yes,
we should do a part 2 with you both so that we can like dive further.
Absolutely.
Let us know. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Being in a relationship with your significant, or being in a relationship, being in business with your significant. It's not always easy.
Well, it's gotta be a thing for sure.
It's definitely a thing. I want to
It's
hear all about
definitely
that.
a thing.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for being on.
See ya.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jax.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you next time on this crazy show.
Bye-bye.